Good evening and welcome to the Shakespeare Underground. My name is Philip Hickman. I'm the artistic director at Actors Theatre of Columbus. So tonight we'll be performing Love for Love by William Congreve, directed by Robin Ray Stipe. Our sponsors are the Ohio Arts Council, the Greater Columbus Arts Council, the Reinberger Foundation, and the Columbus Foundation. We also have a couple of sponsors for the Shakespeare Underground, who are Viewtech Ruff HER Realty and Regina Acosta Tobin with Metro Village Realty. So Actors Theatre had some bad news this week. We decided that with the ongoing pandemic, we needed to suspend our 2020 summer season. However, we will be continuing to perform online. We will also be performing events that we can make happy, healthy, and safe, depending on what the restrictions are in Ohio as the summer progresses. Of course, you can always look on our website, www.theactorstheatre.org, to see what those events are. We also announce them on Facebook and on Instagram. Of course, if you'd like to donate to support Actors Theatre of Columbus to help make sure that we're here in 2021, you can do that by finding the link in the chat below or in the description for this event. You can also donate on our website. So without further ado, here is Love for Love, directed by Robin Ray Stipe.
Love for Love by William Congreve. Act 1. Valentine is in his chamber reading. Jeremy is waiting. Several books are upon the table.
Jeremy.
Sir.
Here, take away.
You'll go devilish fat upon this paper diet.
Read, sirrah. Refine your appetite and take your nourishment in at your eyes. So Epictetus advises.
Sir, you're a gentleman and probably understand this fine feeding. Does your Epictetus teach you how to pay your debts without money?
Why, sirrah, I have no money. You know it. I but follow the examples of the wittiest and wisest men in all ages, and you are a fool.
Aye, sir, I am a fool. I know it, and yet I'm poor enough to be a wit. But I was always a fool when I told you what your expenses would bring you. You're being in love with a lady that did not care for you in your posterity. You're keeping company with wits that cared for nothing but your prosperity, and now when you are poor.
As now I am poor, I have an opportunity to be revenged on Allum. I'll pursue Angelica with more love than ever. So shall my poverty be a mortification to her pride, and perhaps make her love, which has principally reduced me to this lowness of fortune. And for the wits, I am sure I'm in condition to be even with them.
Sir, if you please to give me a small certificate of 3 lines, only to certify to those whom it may concern that the bearer hereof, Jeremy Fetch by name, has for the space of 7 years truly and faithfully served Valentine Legend, Esquire, and that he is not now turned away for any misdemeanor, but does voluntarily dismiss his master from any further future authority over him.
No, sirrah, you shall live with me still. I shall want your help.
But, sir, is this the way to recover Sir Sampson, your father's favor? If your younger brother should come home from sea, he'd never look upon you again. You're undone, you're ruined. You won't have a friend in the world if you turn poet. Scandal, for heaven's sake, sir, try if you can to convince Valentine to not turn poet.
Poet? Oh, he shall turn soldier first, and depend upon the outside of his head than the lining. Has not your poverty made you enemies enough? No, turn pimp, quack, lawyer, be chaplain to an atheist, or stallion to an old woman. Anything but poet.
You are inveterate against our poets. Jeremy, see who's there. How now?
Nothing new, sir. I have dispatched some half-dozen duns.
What answer have you given them?
That they should be paid.
When?
Tomorrow.
And how the devil do you mean to keep your word?
Not at all. It has been so very much stretched that I reckon it will break by tomorrow. Again, sir, if you don't like my negotiation, will you be pleased to answer these yourself?
See who they are.
Oh, sir, there's Trapland the scrivener, and there's your father's steward, and the nurse with one of your children from Twickenham.
Pox on her. Could she not find no other time to fling my sins in my face? Here, give her this, and bid her trouble me no more.
Bid Trapland to come in. Oh, Mr. Trapland, my old friend. Welcome. Jeremy, a bottle of sack and a toast. Fly.
Good morning to you, Mr. Valentine, and you, Mr. Scandal.
The morning's a very good morning, if you don't spoil it.
There is a debt, Mr. Valentine, of £1,500 of pretty long stamp.
I cannot talk about business with a thirsty palate. Sirrah, the sack! Faith and troth, I am heartily glad to see you. My service to you. Fill to honest Mr. Trapland. Fuller!
Hold, this is not our business. I have forborne as long as...
Another glass, and then we'll talk. Fill, Jeremy!
No more, I say.
And how does your handsome daughter? Come, a good husband to her.
Thank you. I have been out of this money.
Drink first. Scandal, why do you not drink?
And in short, I can be put off no longer.
I was much obliged to you for your supply, but you delight in doing good. Scandal, drink to my friend Trapland's health. An honester man lives not, nor one more ready to serve his friends in distress. Come, fill each man his glass.
Sirrah, refund the sack. Jeremy, fetch him some warm water, or I'll rip up his stomach and go the shortest way to his conscience.
Mr. Scandal, you are uncivil. I do not value your sack, but you cannot accept it again when I have drank it.
And how do you expect to have your money again when a gentleman has spent it?
You need say no more. I understand the conditions. They are very hard, but I agree to them.
Sincerely, I am loath to be thus pressing, but my necessity...
No apology, good Mr. Scrivener. You shall be paid.
I hope you forgive me.
He begs pardon like a hangman at an execution.
But I've got a reprieve.
Oh, I am surprised. What? Does your father relent?
No. He has sent me the hardest conditions in the world. You've heard of a booby brother of mine that was sent to sea 3 years ago?
Yeah.
This brother is landed, whereupon he very affectionately sends me word if I will make a deed of conveyance of my rights to his estate after his death to my younger brother, he will immediately furnish me with £4,000. This was proposed before, and I refused it. But the present impatience of my creditors for their money and my own impatience of confinement and absence from Angelica forces me to consent.
Oh, a very desperate demonstration of your love to Angelica, and I think she's never given you any assurance of yours.
You know her temper. She never gave me any great reason either for hope or despair.
More misfortune, sir.
What? Another done?
No, sir, but Mr. Tattle has come to wait upon you.
Well, I can't help it. You must bring him up.
Valentine, good morrow, Scandal. I am yours, that is, when you speak well of me.
That is, when I am yours. For while I am my own or anybody else's, that will never happen.
How inhumane. I thank heaven it has always been part of my character to handle the reputation of others very tenderly.
Aye, such rotten reputations as you have to deal with are to be handled tenderly indeed.
Nay, why should you say rotten when you know not the persons of whom you speak?
Why, thou never hadst to do with anybody that did not stink to all the town. Oh.
Ha 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 ha, now you make jest of it indeed. As I hope to be saved, Valentine, I never exposed a woman since I knew what woman was.
And yet you have conversed with several.
To be free with you, I have. I don't care if I own that. I never could meddle with a woman that had anything to do with anybody else.
How?
Nay, Faith, I'm apt to believe him. Except her husband, Tattle.
Oh, that?
What think you of that noble commoner, Mrs. Drab?
Pooh, I know Madame Drab has made her brags and said this and that, and I did not know what, but upon my reputation, she did me wrong. Well, that was malice, and I know the bottom of it. She was bribed to do that by one that we all know, only to bring me into disgrace with a certain woman of quality.
Whom we all know.
No matter for that. Yes, everybody knows. But I have soon satisfied the lady of my innocence.
Come, let's talk about something else.
He has a mind we should inquire.
Valentine, I slept last night with your mistress and her uncle, old Foresight. I think your father lies at Foresight's.
Yes.
Upon my soul, Angelica's a fine woman. And so is Mrs. Foresight and her sister, Miss Frail.
Yes, Mrs. Frail is a very fine woman. We all know her.
Oh, that is not fair.
What?
To tell.
To tell what? Well, what do you know of Mrs. Frail?
Upon my honor, I don't know whether she be man or woman, but by the smoothness of her chin and roundness of her lips.
She says otherwise.
Impossible.
Yes, Faith, ask Valentine.
Why then, as I hope to be saved, I believe a woman only obliges a man to secrecy so that she may have the pleasure of telling herself. Oh, unfortunate she's come already.
Heyday! I shall get a fine reputation by coming to see fellows in a morning. Scandal, you devil! Are you here too? Oh, Mr. Tattle, everything is safe with you, we know.
Tattle?
Oh, madam, you do me too much honor.
Well, I'll tell you news. But I suppose you've heard your brother Benjamin has landed? And my brother Foresight's daughter has come. There's a match talked of by the old people. Well, if he be but a great sea beast, as she is a land monster, we shall have a most amphibious breed.
Their conjunction bodes no good, I'm sure.
Now you talk of conjunction, my brother Foresight. 'Tis the most superstitious old fool. He would have persuaded me that this was an unlucky day and would not let me come abroad. But I invented a dream and sent him to Artemorderus for interpretation, and so stole out to see you.
Here, the steward again from my father. I'll come to him. Will you give me leave?
No, I'll be gone. Come, who squires me to the exchanges? You must call my sister Foresight there.
I will. I have a mind to your sister.
Civil?
I will, because I have a tender for your ladyship.
That's somewhat the better reason, to my opinion.
Well, if Tattle entertains you, I have the better opportunity to engage with your sister.
Tell Angelica I am about making conditions to be at liberty to see her.
I'll give an account of you and your proceedings. You fancy that parting with your estate will help you to your mistress. In my mind, you are a thoughtless adventurer who hopes to purchase wealth by selling land or to win a mistress with a losing hand.
Act 2, a room in Foresight's house.
Heyday. Is not my wife come home? Nor my sister, nor my daughter?
No, sir.
What can be the meaning of it? Sure, the moon is in all her fortitudes. Is my niece Angelica at home?
Yes, sir.
I believe you lie, sir.
Why, sir?
I say you lie, sir. It is impossible that anything should be as I would have it. For I was born, sir, when the crab was ascending, and all my affairs go backwards.
I can't tell indeed, sir.
No, I know you can't, sir. But I can tell, sir, and foretell, sir. Oh, here's my niece. Sir, I'll go tell Sir Sampson Legend I'll wait on him.
Uncle, pray, lend me your coach. Mine's out of order.
What would you be gadding to? Sure, all females are mad today. It is of evil portent, and bodes mischief to the master of a family. I remember an old prophecy. When housewives all the house forsake, and leave good men to brew and bake. Then be it said that house doth stand upon its head, and when the head is set in ground, tomorrow it be fruitful found. Dear niece, stay home, for by the head of the house is meant the husband.
I can neither make you a cuckold, uncle, by going abroad, nor secure you from being one by staying at home.
Yes, yes. While there's one woman left, the prophecy is not in full force.
But my inclinations are in full force. I have a mind to go abroad, and if you won't lend me your coach, I'll take a hackney or a chair and leave you to erect a scheme and find who's in conjunction with your wife. Right, don't keep her up at home if you're jealous when she's abroad. Uncle, don't be angry. If you are, I'll reap up all your false prophecies, ridiculous dreams, and idle divinations, and swear that you are a nuisance to the neighborhood.
Why, you malapert slat! I'll be revenged on you. You have your fortune in your own hands, but I'll find a way to make your lover, Valentine, pay for all I will.
Will you? I care not.
This is the effect of the malicious conjunctions and the oppositions in the third house of my nativity. I will have my doors locked up. I'll punish you. Not a man shall enter my house.
Do, uncle, lock him up quickly before my aunt comes home. But let me be gone first, and then let no mankind come near the house, but converse with the celestial signs. There are a great many horned beasts among the 12 signs, uncle, but cuckolds go to heaven.
But there's but one virgin among the 12 signs, Spitfire. But one virgin.
Nor had there not been that one if she had had to do with anything but astrologers, uncle. That's what makes my aunt go abroad.
Is that the reason? Come, you know something. Tell me and I'll forgive you. I know women tell one another. Do you laugh? Well, gentlewoman, be a good girl and don't perplex your poor uncle. Tell me, will you speak?
Sir Sampson is coming down to wait upon you.
Goodbye, uncle. I'll find out my aunt and tell her she must not come home.
Go. Tell Sir Sampson I'm ready to wait on him.
Now no more to be done. Here it is. I'll make the ungracious prodigal know who begat him. Here it is that as soon as my son Benjamin is arrived, he's to make over to him his right of inheritance. Where's my daughter that is to be? Oh, body of me, I'm so glad. I'll be revenged upon this undutiful rogue.
Not so. Let me see the paper. Ah, here it is. If it will but hold the time, well, but we'll make haste.
Aye, haste enough. My son Ben will be in town tonight. I have ordered my lawyer to draw up writings of settlement and jointure. All shall be done tonight. Prithee, brother Foresight, leave superstition. There is no time but the time present. If the sun shine by day and the stars by night, we shall know one another's faces without the help of candle. That's all the stars are good for.
How, Sir Sampson? Is that all? Give me leave to contradict you and tell you you are ignorant.
I tell you, I am wise. I have traveled, and I know the globe.
I have traveled in the celestial spheres, know the signs and the planets, their houses, know whether life shall be long or short. I know.
I know the length of the Emperor of China's foot. I have kissed the great mogul's slipper. I have made a cuckold of a king, the current majesty of Bantam.
I know when travelers lie or speak the truth, when they don't know it themselves.
I have known an astrologer made a cuckold by the twinkling of the stars.
Do you mean my wife, Sir Sampson? Though you made a cuckold of the king of Bantam, yet by the body of the sun.
Oh, body of me, I've gone too far. What? Thou art angry for a jest. I reverence the sun, moon, and stars with all my heart.
What do you know of my wife, Sir Sampson?
Thy wife is a constellation of virtues. She's the moon, and thou art the man in the moon. Nay, she is more illustrious than the moon, for she has her chastity without her inconstancy. I was but in jest. How now? What would you have? What son?
Mr. Valentine, my master, he comes to pay his duty to you.
Your blessing, sir.
You've had it already, sir. I sent it to you today in a bill of £4,000. Great deal of money, brother Foresight.
Aye, indeed. I wonder what he can do with it.
It will scarce pay my debts. I hope you will have more indulgence than to oblige me to those hard conditions which my necessity signed to, and release me, at least for some part.
He is a rogue, makes a bargain in the morgen and would be released from it in the afternoon. Why, Sirrah, is it not here under hand and seal? Can you deny it?
Sir, I don't deny it.
Ah, Sarah, you'll be hanged. Has he not a rogue's face? Speak, brother. You understand physiognomy? He's got a hanging look to me.
Truly. He has a violent death in his face. But I hope no danger of hanging.
Sir, is this usage for your son? For the old fool, I know how to laugh at him, but you, sir?
Why, who are you, sir?
Your son, sir.
Sir, mayn't I do as I please? How came you here, sir? Here to stand here upon those two legs and look erect with that audacious face, huh? Answer me.
I know more why I came than why you called me. But here I am, and if you don't mean to provide for me, I desire you should leave me as you found me.
With all my heart. Oh, come, strip, and go naked out of the world as you came into it.
My clothes are soon put off, but you must also deprive me of reason, thought, passion, inclination, affections, appetite, senses, and the huge train of attendants that you begot along with me.
Body of me, what a many-headed monster I've propagated.
Fortune was provident enough to supply me all the necessities of my nature, if I had my right of inheritance.
Again! Oons, han't you your £4,000? Live by your wits. You're always fond of the wits. Now let's see if you have enough to keep yourself. Your brother will be in town tonight or tomorrow morning. Come, brother Foresight.
I told you what your visit would come to.
I didn't come to see him. I came to Angelica. But since she has gone abroad, I was easily turned another way. What's here? Mrs. Foresight and Mrs. Frail? They are earnest. I'll avoid them. Come this way and go and inquire when Angelica will return.
What have you to do to watch me? I'll do what I please.
You will?
Yes, marry will I. A great piece of business to go to Covent Garden Square in a hackney coach and take a turn with one's friend.
Nay, 2 or 3 turns, I'll take my oath.
Well, what if I took 20? If I had gone to Knightsbridge or to Chelsea or to Spring Garden or Barn Elms with a man alone, something might have been said.
What do you mean, sister? You have been at a worse place.
I at a worse place?
Aye, with a man. I suppose you would not go alone to the world's end.
The world's end? What? Do you mean to banter me?
You were never at the world's end.
No.
You deny it positively to my face. But you look here now. Where did you lose this gold bodkin, oh sister, sister?
My bodkin?
'Tis yours. Look at it.
Well, where did you find this bodkin, oh sister, sister?
It's very true, sister. Well, since all's out, let us grow better friends than before.
Give me your hand in token of sisterly secrecy and affection, and I'll acquit you with a design that I have. You have a rich husband, and are provided for. I am at a loss, and have no great stock either of fortune or reputation. Sir Sampson has a son that is expected tonight. The estate you know is to be made over to him. Now, if I could wheedle him, sister, you understand me.
Oh, I do, and will help you. I can tell you one thing. My awkward daughter-in-law, who you know is designed for his wife, has grown fond of Mr. Tattle. If we can improve that, make her have an aversion for the booby, it may go a great way towards his liking of you. Here they come, together, and let us leave them together.
Mother, look you here.
Fight, miss, how you bawl. I have told you, you must not call me mother.
What must I call you then? Are you not my father's wife?
Madam. You must say madam. Miss, what are you so overjoyed at?
Look you here, madam. Then what Mr. Tattle has given me, he's all over sweet. His handkerchief is sweet, sweeter than roses. Smell him, mother. Madam, I mean, he gave me this ring for a kiss.
Oh, finest, you must not kiss and tell.
Oh, I wish you don't persuade her out of her innocency.
Oh, Lord, how can your ladyship have such a thought? Sure you don't know me.
Ah, devil, sly devil! He thinks we don't observe him.
By my soul, the girl is spoiled already. Do you think she'll ever endure a great lubberly tarpaulin? Gad, I warned you she won't let him come near her after Mr. Tattle.
I'm afraid not. Devil take you, you confounded toad! Why did you see her before she was married?
Nay, why did we let him? My husband will hang us. He'll think we brought him acquainted.
Come, Faith, let us be gone. If my brother Foresight should find us with them, he'd think so, sure enough.
But then leaving him together is bad. He's such a sly devil, he'll never miss an opportunity.
I don't care. I won't be seen in it.
Well, if you should, Mr. Tattle, you'll have a world to answer for. Remember, I wash my hands of it. I am thoroughly innocent.
What makes him go away, Mr. Tattle? What do they mean? Do you know?
Yes, my dear, I think I can guess. But hang me if I know the reason of it.
Come, must we not go too?
No, they don't mean that.
What shall you and I do together?
Will you let me make love to you, pretty miss?
Yes, if you please.
What a pox does Mrs. Foresight mean by this ability? Is it to make a fool of me? Does she leave us together out of good morality? Or does she do it to be done by?
Well, and how will you make love to me? Come, I long to have you begin.
You must not speak, miss. You must not speak first. I must ask questions and you must answer.
Come then, ask me.
Do you think you can love me?
Yes.
You must not say yes already.
What must I say then?
You must say no.
Why, must I tell a lie then?
Yes, if you would be well read. All well-read persons lie. Besides, you are a woman and you must never speak what you think. Your words must contradict your thoughts, but your actions must contradict your words. If I ask you to kiss me, you must be angry, but you must not refuse me.
Oh, Lord, I like this better than our old-fashioned country way of speaking one's mind. And must not you lie too?
Yes, but you must believe me that I speak truth.
Oh, Gemini, well, I always had a great mind to tell lies, but they frightened me and said it was a sin.
Well, my pretty creature, will you make me happy by giving me a kiss?
No, indeed, I'm angry at you.
Hold. That's pretty well, but you should not have given it to me, but rather have suffered me to take it.
Well, we'll do it again.
With all my heart. Now then, my little angel.
Tish.
That's right. Again, my charmer.
Oh, fine, nay, now I can't abide you.
Adorable. Now, won't you show me, pretty miss, where your bedchamber is?
No, but I'll run there and hide myself behind the curtains.
I'll follow you.
Act 3, a room in Foresight's house.
You can't accuse me of inconstancy. I never told you that I loved you.
But I can accuse you of uncertainty for not telling me whether you did or not.
You mistake indifference for uncertainty. I never had concern enough to ask myself the question.
Nor good nature enough to answer him that did ask you.
Scandal? Are you in private discourse? Anything of secrecy?
Yes, but I dare trust you. We were talking of Angelica's love for Valentine. You won't speak of it?
Not a syllable. I know it's a secret, for it's whispered everywhere.
What is, Mr. Tattle? I just heard you say something was whispered everywhere.
Your love of Valentine.
How?
No, madam, his love for your ladyship. I beg your pardon, I never heard a word of your ladyship's passion till this instant.
My passion? And who told you of my passion, sir?
I did not I tell it to you for a secret?
Gad so, but I thought she might have been trusted with her own affairs.
So my son Ben has come. Oh, I'm glad. I haven't seen him these last 3 years. Oh, call him in. Beg him make haste. I am ready to cry for joy.
Now, miss, you shall see your husband.
Shelby's not a my husband.
Hush, leave that to me. I'll beckon Mr. Tattle to us.
Won't you stay and see your brother?
If I should stay in good nature, may press me to the immediate signing the deed of conveyance of my estate, and I'll defer it as long as I can.
Come, Valentine, I'll go with you.
What, is my son Valentine gone? Snuck off and would not see his brother. Oh, there's an unnatural whelp. Were you here too, madam, and could not keep him? Could neither love nor duty oblige him? Body of me, he does not care a doit for your person.
I'm pretty even with him, Sir Sampson. For if I ever could have liked anything in him, it should have been his estate. But since that's gone, the bait's off and the naked hook appears.
Odds bud, well spoken. And you are a wiser woman than I thought you were. For most young women nowadays would be tempted with a naked hook.
If I marry, Sir Sampson, I'm for a good estate with any man. Therefore, if I was obliged to make a choice, I declare I'd rather have you than yourself.
Where's father?
Oh, my son Ben, body of me, thou art heartily welcome.
Thank you, father, and I'm glad to see you.
Oh, Oddsbud, I am glad to see thee. Kiss me again. Oh, kiss me again.
So enough, father. Miss, I'd rather kiss these gentlewomen.
Oh, and so you shall, Ben. Oh, Miss Angelica, my son Ben.
Forsooth, an you please. Nay, mistress, I'm not for dropping anchor here. About ship interface.
You're welcome ashore, sir.
Thank you, friend.
Thou hast been many a weary league since I've last seen thee, Ben.
Aye, been far enough, and that be all. Well, father, how does brother Dick, brother Val?
Ben.
Yeah.
Your brother Dick's been dead these 3 years now. I wrote word to you while you were at Logden, Leghorn.
Well, Mason, that's true, Mary. I had forgot. Well, and how? I have many questions to ask you. Well, you be married again, father, be you?
No, I intend that you shall marry Ben.
forsooth, and you be joking. I'll joke with you, for I love my jest, and the ship we're sinking as we sail at sea. But I'll tell you why I don't stand much towards matrimony. I love to roam from port to port. I can never abide to be port bound, as we call it. A man that is married, do you see, is chained to an oar all his life, and mayhap forced to tug a leaky vessel in the bargain.
Ben's a very wag. He just wants for a little polishing.
Not at all. I like his humor mightily. It's plain and honest. I should like such a human in a husband extremely.
Saying you forsooth? Marry, and I should like such a handsome gentlewoman for a bedfellow hugely. Miss, you're a tight vessel and well rigged, and you were but as well manned.
I should not doubt that, if you were master of me.
I swear, Mr. Benjamin is the veriest wag in nature. An absolute wit.
You must not take anything ill, gentlewoman.
No, I hope the gentlewoman is not angry. I mean all in good part, for if I give a jest, I'll take a jest. And so, forsooth, you may be as free with me.
I thank you, sir. I am not at all offended, but methinks, Sir Sampson, you should leave him alone with his mistress. Miss Prue, Mr. Tattle, we must not hinder lovers.
Come, mistress, will you please come closer? For an you stand astern and far as that'n, we shall never grapple together.
You need not stand so near. If you have anything to say, I can hear you further off. I ain't deaf.
Why, that's true, as you say. I can be heard as far as another. I'll heave off to please you. Look you, forsooth. I am, as it were, bound for the land of matrimony. 'Tis a voyage, d'ye see, that was none of my seeking. I was commanded by father, and if you like it, mayhap I may steer into your harbor. I'll say, mistress, the short of the thing is this. We may chance to swing in a hammock together.
I don't know what to say to you, nor do I care to speak with you at all.
No, I'm sorry for that, but pray, why are you so scornful?
I'll tell you plainly. I don't like you, nor love you at all, nor never will. Don't trouble me no more, you ugly thing.
You may learn to give good words. However, I spoke ye fair, d'ye see, and civil. As for your love or your liking, I don't value it of a rope's head. And mayhap I like you as little as you do me. You heard the other handsome young woman speak civilly to me of her own accord. Now, who are you? I don't think you are any more to compare to her than a can of small beer to a bowl of punch.
That's a handsome gentleman, a sweet gentleman that was here that loves me, and I love him. And if he sees you speak to me anymore, he'll thrash your jacket, you great sea calf.
Sea calf? I ain't calf enough to lick your chalked face, you cheese curd, you. Marry thee, ooze.
I won't be called names, nor I won't be abused thus, so I won't, you stinking tar barrel.
They have quarreled just as we could wish.
I left them together here. What, are they gone? Ben's a brisk boy. He's got her into a corner.
Sir Sampson, we'll have the wedding tomorrow morning.
With all my heart.
At 10 o'clock. Punctually at 10.
Sir Sampson, sad news.
Bless us.
Why, what's the matter?
Can't you guess at what ought to afflict all of us more than anything else?
Body of me, I don't know any universal grievance, but a new tax?
Something has appeared to your son Valentine. He's gone to bed. He speaks little, yet says he has a word to say. Asks for his father in the wise Foresight. He has secrets to impart to you too. He desires he may see you in the morning, but would not be disturbed tonight, because he has some business to do in a dream.
Hoity-toity. What have I to do with his dreams or his divination? Body of me, this is a trick to defer his signing of the conveyance. I warrant the devil will tell him in a dream that he must not part with his estate. But I'll bring a lawyer that shall outwit the devil.
Alas, Mr. Foresight, I'm afraid all is not right. You are a wise man and a searcher into obscurity and futurity, and if you commit an error, it is with a great deal of consideration and discretion and caution.
Good, Mr. Scandal.
Nay, 'tis manifest I do not flatter you, but Sir Sampson is very hasty, Mr. Foresight. He has been wicked, and heaven grant he may mean well in this affair with you. But my mind gives me these things cannot be wholly insignificant. You are wise and should not be overreached. Methinks you should not.
Alas, Mr. Scandal, humanum est errare.
Oh, yes, you say true, man will err, but you are something more. There have been wise men such as you, men who consulted the stars and were observers of omens.
You are learned, Mr. Scandal.
I thank my stars that have inclined me. But I fear this marriage and this transferring of rightful inheritance will bring judgments upon us. I prophesy it. Valentine is disturbed. What can be the cause of that? And Sir Sampson is buried on by an unusual violence. I fear he does not act wholly from himself. Methinks he does not look as he used to.
He was always of an impetuous nature. But as to this marriage, I have consulted the stars, and all appearances are prosperous.
Oh, come, Mr. Foresight, let not the prospect of worldly lucre carry you beyond your judgment, nor against your conscience. You are not satisfied that you act justly.
How?
You are not satisfied, I say. I am loath to discourage you, but it is palpable that you are not satisfied.
How does it appear, Mr. Scandal? I think I am very well satisfied.
No. Either you suffer yourself to deceive yourself, or you do not know yourself.
Pray, explain yourself.
Do you sleep well o' nights?
Very well.
Are you certain? You do not look so.
I am in health, I think.
Yes. So was Valentine this morning, and looked just so.
How? Am I altered in any way? I don't perceive it.
Oh, that may be, but your beard is longer than it was 2 hours ago.
Indeed?
Yes.
Bless me! Methinks I look with a serene and benign aspect. A little pale, but the roses of the cheeks have been gathered many years. I do not like that sudden flushing. Faintish. My heart is pretty good, yet it beats, and my pulses. Ah, I have none.
Oh.
Mercy on me.
Oh.
Yes, there we are now.
Oh.
Now they're gone again. And now I'm faint again. And pale again. Oh no. And my breath grows short. Not so well as I thought I was. I will go to bed.
Oh, do so, Mr. Foresight, and say your prayers. I hope this will be gone by morning, and you will be able to see Valentine.
I thank you, Mr. Scandal. I am very faint.
No, you look much better.
Do I?
Yeah.
I hope neither the Lord of my ascendance nor the moon will combust, and then I may do well.
Well, yes, I hope so. I will erect a scheme, and I hope I shall find both Sol and Venus in the 6th house.
Thank you, Mr. Scandal. Indeed, that would be a great comfort to me. Good night.
Act 4, Valentine's Lodging.
Well, is your master ready? Does he look madly and talk badly?
Yes, sir.
Would he have Angelica acquainted with the reason of his design?
No, sir, not yet. He has a mind to try whether his playing the madman won't make her play the fool and fall in love with him. Or at least own that she has loved him all this while and concealed it.
Well, I'll try her. Here she comes.
Mr. Scandal, I suppose you don't think it a novelty to see a woman visit a man at his own lodgings in a morning?
Not upon a kind occasion, madame. But when a lady comes tyrannically to insult a ruined lover, the barbarity of it something surprises me.
I don't like raillery from a serious face. Pray, tell me what is the matter.
No strange matter, madam. My master's mad, that's all. I suppose your ladyship has thought him so a great while.
How do you mean mad?
Why, faith, madam, he's mad for want of his wits. He was just as he was poor for want of money.
If you speak truth, your endeavoring at wit is very unseasonable. May I not see him?
I'm afraid the physician is not willing. You should go see him yet. Jeremy, go in and inquire.
I saw him wink and smile. I fancy that is a trick. I would disguise to all the world a failing, which I must own to you. I fear my happiness is dependent on the recovery of Valentine.
Be not too much concerned, madam. An acknowledgement of love from you, perhaps, may work a cure.
Nay, then I'm convinced. And if I don't play trick for trick, may I never taste the pleasure of revenge. Acknowledgement of love! I find you have mistaken my compassion and think me guilty of a weakness. I am a stranger to good nature and humility. Oblige me to be concerned for him, but to love is neither in my power nor in my inclination.
Won't you see him, then, if he desire it?
If I don't see him, perhaps my concern for him may lessen. If I forget him, 'tis no more than he has already done by himself. And now the surprise is over, methinks I am not so sorry for him as I was.
So, Faith, good nature works apace. You are confessing just now an obligation to his love.
But I have considered that passions are unreasonable and involuntary. If he loves, he can't help it. And if I don't love, I can't help it. No more than I can help my want of inclination to stay any longer here.
An admirable composition.
What, is she gone, sir?
Gone? Oh, why, she was never here, nor anywhere else, nor I don't know her if I see her, nor you neither.
Good lack. Are Any more of us to be mad? Why, sir, my master longs to see her.
We are all under a mistake. I hear, Sir Sampson, you know your cue. I'll tell your master.
You see, Mr. Buchram, here's the paper signed with his own hand.
Good, sir. And the conveyance is ready drawn in this box, if he be ready to sign and seal.
Ready? Body of me. He must be ready. His sham sickness shan't excuse him. Sirrah, where is your master?
Aye, sir, he's quite gone.
Gone? What, is he dead?
No, sir, not dead.
What, has he gone out of town? Run away? Ha! Has he tricked me?
No, sir, he's safe enough, sir. He's indeed here, sir, and well, not here, sir.
Heyday rascal, where is he? For I will find him.
Would you could, sir, for he has lost himself. He's stark mad, sir.
Mad?
What? Is he non-compos?
Quite non-compos, sir.
Well, then it's all obliterated, Sir Sampson. If he be non-compos mentis, his act and deed will be of no effect, and it is not good in law.
Whose? I won't believe it. Let me see him, sir. Mad. I'll make him find his wits.
Mr. Scandal is with him, sir. I'll knock at the door.
Oh, now, what's here to do?
Ha! Who's that?
No, for heaven's sake, softly, sir, and gently. Don't provoke him.
Answer me! Who is that? And that?
Does he not know me? Is he mischievous? I'll speak gently. Thou, dost thou not know thy own father? Boy, and this the honest Buchram, the lawyer.
The world is full. There are people that we do know and the people that we do not know. There are fathers that have many children, and there are children that have many fathers. 'Tis strange, but I am truth, and come to give the world the lie.
Body of me, he talks sensibly in his madness. Has he no intervals?
Very short, sir.
Sir, I can do you no service while he's in this condition. Here is your paper, sir.
Hold,
Conveyance
don't.
is ready, if he recover his senses.
Don't you go yet.
You'd better let him go, sir, and send for him if there be occasion, for I fancy his presence provokes him more.
Is the lawyer gone? My father here? Your blessing, sir.
He recovers. Bless thee, Val. How dost thou do, boy?
Thank you, sir. Pretty well. I have been a little out of order.
Let me feel thy pulse. Body of me. I was sorry to see thee indisposed, but I'm glad thou art better, honest Val.
Thank you, sir.
Miracle, the monster grows loving.
Let me feel thy hand again. Val, it does not shake. I believe thou can write. Jeremy, step and overtake Mr. Buchram. Let him make haste back with the conveyance. Quick!
Ha! That ever I should suspect such a heathen of any remorse.
Dost thou know this paper, Val? I know thou art honest.
You hold it so far off that I can't tell whether I know it or not.
Oh, 'tis thy own hand, Val. I can read it plain as can be. Look you here. The condition of this obligation, look you, as plain as can be. And then at the bottom, as witness my hand, Valentine. Valentine legend, why 'tis plain as the nose on one's face.
Will you please let me hold it, sir?
Let thee hold it? What matter is it who holds it? Why, put it up in my pocket, Val, then nobody need hold it. There, it is safe enough, boy. But thou shalt have it as soon as thou hast set thy hand to another paper, little Val.
Oh no, 'tis a lawyer. Let me have a pair of red-hot tongs quickly, quickly, and you shall see me act St. Dunstan and lead the devil by the nose.
Oh, Lord, let me be gone. I'll not venture myself with a madman.
What vexation is here? I don't know what to do or say.
What here? A pater or a bearded sibyl? If prophecy comes, truth must give place.
What? Did he prophesy? Huh. Sir Sampson. How are we?
Are we? Owns that you could not foresee that the moon would predominate, and that my son be mad. Oh, pox on it! That I know the world, don't believe a syllable in the sky and stars and sun and almanacs and trash. Should be directed by a dreamer.
Oh, Sir Sampson, heaven help your head. What? Yawn? And in contempt of science?
Oh, you must excuse his patron, Mr. Foresight, for he's been heartily vexed. His son is non compos mentis, and thereby incapable of making any conveyance in law.
Huh. Say you so?
What has my sea lover lost his anchor of hope then?
Oh, sister, what will you do with him?
Do with him? Send him to sea again in the next foul weather. He's used to an inconstant element and won't be surprised to see the time turned.
Wherein was I mistaken not to foresee this?
Madame, you and I can tell him something else that he did not foresee, and more particularly relating to his own fortune.
What do you mean?
Hush, softly. The pleasures of last night, my dear, too considerable to be forgot so soon.
Last night? And what would your impudence infer from last night?
Steph, do you make no difference between me and your husband?
Not much. He's superstitious and you are mad.
Oh, you make me mad. Pray, recollect yourself.
Oh, yes, now I remember. You were very impertinent and impudent and would have come to bed with me.
And did not?
Did not. With that face, can you ask the question?
This I have heard of before, but never believed. I've been told 'tis the admirable quality of forgetting a man's face in the morning, but she had lain with him all night. Madame, I'm your humble servant, and honor you. You look pretty well, Mr. Foresight. How did you rest last night?
Truly, Mr. Scandal, I was so taken up with broken dreams and distracted visions that I remember little.
Yes, 'twas a very forgetting night. But would you not talk with Valentine? Perhaps you may understand him. I'm apt to believe that there is something mysterious in his discourses, and sometimes rather think him inspired than mad.
You speak with singular good judgment, Mr. Scandal. Let us go into him.
Sister, do you stay with them. I'll find out my lover and give him his discharge and come to you. Here he comes.
Yeah. Woo. All mad, I think.
Mr. Benjamin in collar.
No, I'm pleased well enough. Now that I've found you, miss. I've had such a hurricane upon your account.
My account? Pray, what's the matter?
Why, father came and found me squabbling with you chitty-faced thing as he would have me marry. So he asked me what was the matter in a surly sort of a way. It seems Brother Val has gone mad, but what's that to me? So I answered in as surly a manner, if I were minded to marry, I'd marry to please myself, not him. And for the young woman that he provided for me, I thought it more fitting for her to learn her sampler and make dirt pies than to look after a husband. For my part, I was none of her man. I had another voyage to make. Let him take it as he will.
So then you intend to go to sea again?
Nay, nay. My mind run upon you. But I would not tell him so much. So he said, he'd make my heart ache. And if so be that he could get a woman to his mind, he'd marry himself. Good, says I. And you play the fool and marry at these years. There's more danger of your heads aching than your heart.
And were you this undutiful and graceless wretch to your father?
If I am undutiful and graceless, why did he beget me so?
How have I been mistaken? What an inhumane, merciless creature have I set my heart upon?
Why, you being angry, be you?
See me no more, for thou wert born amongst rocks, suckled by whales, cradled in a tempest, and whistled to by winds. And thou art come forth with 3 rows of teeth.
Oh, Lord, she's mad, poor young woman.
No, I am not mad, monster. Hadst thou the impudence to aspire at being a husband with that stubborn and disobedient temper? You that know not how to submit to a father, presume to have a sufficient stock of duty to undergo a wife?
What do you mean after all your fair speeches and stroking my cheeks and kissing and hugging? What, would you sheer off and leave me go ground?
No, I'll leave you adrift, and go which way you will.
I'm glad you should yourself, mistress. I believe he that marries you will go to sea in a henpecked frigate, and mayhap may come to an anchor at Cuckold's Point.
No doubt on it. Oh, sister, had you come a minute sooner, you would have seen honest tar and I are parted. Oh, my life, I am half vexed at the insensibility of a brute that I despised.
What then he bore heroically?
Most tyrannically. For you see, he has got the start of me, and I, the poor forsaken maid, am left complaining on the shore. But I'll tell you a hint that he has given me. Sir Sampson is enraged, and talks desperately of committing matrimony himself if he can't do it more effectually than upon me, if we can bring it about.
Oh, hang him, old fox. He's too cunning. Besides, he hates both you and me. But I have a project in my head for you, and I have done a good way towards it. I have almost made a bargain with Jeremy, Valentine's man, to sell his master to us.
Sell him? How?
Valentine raves upon Angelica. Jeremy says he will take anybody for her that he imposes on him. Now, I have promised him mountains. If in one of his mad fits, he will bring you to him in her stead and get you married together. And after consummation, then there's no revoking. And if he should ever recover his senses, he'll be glad to at least make you a good settlement. Here they come. Stand aside a little, and I'll tell you how I like my design.
And have you given your master a hint of the plot upon him?
Yes, sir. He says he'll favor it and mistake her for Angelica.
It may make sport.
Mercy on us.
I'll whisper predictions to thee, and thou shalt prophesize. Dost thou know what will happen tomorrow? Answer me not, for I will tell thee. Tomorrow knaves will thrive through crafts and fools through fortune, and honesty will go as it did, frost-nipped in a summer suit. Ask me questions concerning tomorrow.
Ask him, Mr. Foresight. Pray, what will be done at court?
Oh, prayers will be said in empty churches at the usual hours, yet you will see such zealous faces behind counters, as if religion were to be sold in every shop. But hold, I must examine you before I go farther. You look suspiciously. Are you a husband?
I am married.
Alas, poor man! Pray, pray for a metamorphosis. Change thy shape and shake off age. Get thee Medea's kettle and be boiled anew. Come forth with laboring callous hands and atlas shoulders.
Frenzy is very high now, Mr. Scandal.
I believe it is a springtide.
Very likely, truly.
Oh, why would Angelica be absent from my eyes so long?
She's here, sir.
Now, sister.
Oh, Lord, what must I say?
Humor him, madam, by all means.
Oh, I see her. She comes like riches, health, and liberty at once to a despairing, starving, and abandoned wretch.
How do you do, sir? Can I serve you?
Harkye, I have a secret to tell you. Endymion and the moon shall meet us upon Mount Latamos, and will be married in the dead of night. But say not a word. Nobody shall know but Jeremy.
No, no. We'll keep it secret. It shall be done presently.
The sooner the better. Jeremy, come hither. Closer that I can tell you news. Angelica is turned nun, and I am turning friar, and yet we'll marry one another in spite of the Pope. Get me a cowl and beads that I may play my part, for she'll meet me in black and white and a long veil to cover the project, and we won't see one another's faces till we have done something to be ashamed of, and then we'll blush once for all.
I'll take care and...
Whisper.
Mr. Tattle, if you love me, you spoil my design, for I had intended to make you my confidant.
But, madam, to throw away your person and such a fortune on a madman.
I never loved him till he was mad, but don't tell anybody so.
How's this? Tattle making love to Angelica? Oh.
Tell, madam. Alas, you don't know me. I have much to tell your ladyship. How long I've been in love with you, but encouraged by the impossibility of Valentine's making any more addresses to you, I have ventured to declare the very most inmost passions of my heart. Oh, madam, there you see the ruins of a poor decayed creature. Here, a complete and lively figure, all his five senses in perfection, and the most passionate lover.
Don't fight, for shame, hold your tongue. When you are as mad as Valentine, I'll believe you love me, and the maddest shall take me.
It is enough. Ha! Who's here?
Oh, Lord, her coming will spoil all.
No, no, madam. He won't know her. If he should, I can persuade him.
Scandal. Who are all these? Get away all the company but Angelica.
I will. I have discovered something of Tattle. He courts Angelica. If we could contrive to couple them together, Harkye.
He won't know you, cousin. He knows nobody.
But he knows more than anybody, Eunice. He knows things past and to come, and all the profound secrets of time.
Look you, Mr. Foresight, it is not my way to make many words and manners, and so I shan't say much, but in short, do you see, I will hold you 100 pounds that I know more secrets than he.
How? I cannot read that knowledge in your face, Mr. Tattle. Pray, what do you know?
Why, do you think I tell you, sir? 'Tis written in my heart, and safer there, sir, than letters writ in juice of lemon, for no fire can fetch it out. I'm no blab, sir.
Acquaint Jeremy with it. He may easily bring it about. They are welcome, and I'll tell them so myself. Why do you look so strange upon me? Then I must be plain. I am truth, and hate an old acquaintance with a new face.
Do you know me, Valentine?
You? No, I hope not.
I'm Jack Tattle, your friend.
My friend? I am no married man, and thou canst not lie with my wife. I am very poor, and thou canst not borrow money from me. Then what employment have I for a friend?
Ha! A good, open speaker, and not to be trusted with a secret.
Do you know me, Valentine?
Oh, very well.
Who am I?
I know you, for I loved a woman and loved her so long that I found out a strange thing. I found out when a woman was good for.
Aye, prithee, what's that?
Why, to keep a secret? For thou she should tell, yet she is not to be believed.
Huh, good again, Faith.
I would have music! I tell thee, Charamon, could I time retrieve, and could again begin to love and live? No more, for I am melancholy.
I'll do it, sir.
Mr. Foresight, we had best leave him. He may grow outrageous and do mischief.
I will be directed by you.
Mrs. Frail, you'll meet Madam. I'll take care. Everything shall be ready.
I will deny thee nothing.
Madam Angelica, shall I wait upon you?
No, I'll stay with him. Mr. Scandal will protect me. Aunt, Mr. Tattle desires you would give him leave to wait on you.
Pox on it. There's no coming off now that she said that. Madam, will you do me the honor?
Mr. Tattle might have used less ceremony.
Jeremy, follow Tattle.
Mr. Scandal, I only stay till my maid comes, and because I have a mind to be rid of Mr. Tattle.
Oh, madame, I am very glad that I overheard a better reason, which you gave to Mr. Tattle, for his impertinence forced you to acknowledge a kindness for Valentine, which you had denied. So I'll leave him to make use of the discovery, and your ladyship to the free confession of your inclinations.
Oh, heavens! You won't leave me alone with a madman.
No, madam. I only leave a madman to his remedy.
Madam, you need not be very much afraid. You see what disguises love makes us put on. My mind has worn this mask of madness.
Oh, poor Valentine.
Nay, Faith, now let us understand one another. Let us think of leaving acting and be ourselves. And since you have loved me, you must own I have length deserved. You should confess it.
I would have loved you. For heaven knows I pity you. And could I have foreseen the sad effects, I would have striven to. But that's too late.
What sad effects? What's too late? My seeming madness has deceived my father and procured me time to think of means to preserve the right of my inheritance to his estate. And this I would have informed you today, but you were gone before I knew you had been here.
How? I thought your love of me had caused this transport in your soul, which it seems you only counterfeited for mercenary ends and sordid interest.
Nay, now you do me wrong. For if any interest was considered, it was yours, since I thought I wanted more than love to make you worthy of me.
Then you thought me mercenary. But how am I deluded by this interval of sense to be reasoned with a madman?
Oh, 'tis barbarous to misunderstand me longer.
Ah, here's a reasonable creature. Come, Jeremy, acknowledge your trick and confess your master's madness. Counterfeit.
Counterfeit? Madam, nay, he's mad.
Then why you lie? I am not mad.
Ah, you see, he denies it.
Well, oh Lord, madam, did you ever know a madman mad enough to own it?
Sot, can't you apprehend?
Why, he talked very sensibly just now.
Yes, madam, he has intervals, but you can see he begins to look wild again now.
Why, you thick-skulled rascal! I tell you the farce is done and I will be mad no longer!
Is he mad or no, Jeremy?
Partly, I think, for he does not know his mind. I'm sure I left him just now with humor to be mad, and I think I found him very quiet at the present. Who's there?
Go see you, sot. I'm very glad that I can move your mirth, though not your compassion.
Madmen show themselves most by over-pretending to have a sound understanding. I was half inclined to believe you, but now you have restored me to my former opinion and compassion.
Sir, your father has sent to know if you're any better. Will you be pleased to be mad, sir, or how?
Stupidity! You know the penalty of all I'm worth must pay for the confessions of my senses. I'm mad and will be mad to anybody but this lady.
So, just the very backside of truth. Madam, your ladyship's will.
Ah, well, have you been there?
Yes, madam. Sir Sampson will wait upon you presently.
You're not leaving me in this uncertainty.
Uncertainty and expectation are the joys of life. Never let us know one another better. I'll tell you two things before I leave you. I am not the fool you take me for, and you are mad and do not know it. Come, Jenny.
From a riddle, you can expect nothing but a riddle. There's my instructions and the moral of my lesson.
What is the lady gone again, sir? Hope you understand one another before she went.
Understood? She is harder to be understood than a piece of an Irish manuscript.
Maybe you begin to read at the wrong end?
She is a medal without a reverse, for indifference has both sides alike. Yet while she does not seem to hate me, I will pursue her, and know if it be possible.
Act 5, a room in Foresight's house.
Where is Sir Sampson?
He's at the great glass in the dining room, madam, setting his cravat and wig.
Oh, I'm glad on it. It's a sign he likes me, and that's more than half my design.
I hear him, madam.
Leave me, and if Valentine should come or send, I am not to be spoken with.
I have not been honored with the commands of a fair lady in a great while. Well, since I was 35.
Why, Sir Sampson, that is not so long ago.
Oh, zoons, but it is, madam. A very great while to a man that admires a fine woman as much as I do.
You're an absolute courtier, Sir Sampson.
Oh, not at all, madam. You women think a man old too soon. Come, don't despise 50.
Not at all. A very fashionable age, I should think.
Well, madam, what are your commands? Has any young rogue affronted you? Shall I cut his throat?
No, Sir Sampson, I have no quarrel upon my hands. To tell you the truth, I'm weary of living single and want a husband.
Odd. But would she like me? She's devilish handsome. Ah, madam, you deserve a good husband, and 'twere a pity you should be thrown away upon any of these young idle rogues about the town. And so, have a care, madam.
I ask your advice, Sir Sampson. I have fortune enough to make any man easy that I can like, for I would neither have an absolute wit nor a fool.
Oh, you are hard to please, madam. To find a young fellow that is neither a wit in his own eye nor a fool in the eyes of the world is a very hard task.
She that marries a fool, Sir Sampson, commits the reputation of her honesty or understanding to the censure of the world. And she that marries a witty man submits both to the severity and insolent conduct of her husband.
None of old Foresight's sibyls have ever uttered such a truth. Oddsbud, you have won my heart. I hate a wit. I have a son. His wit run him out of his money, and now his poverty has run him out of his wits.
Oh, Sir Sampson, as your friend, I must tell you, you are very much abused in that matter. He's no more mad than you are.
Oh, madam, would that I could prove it.
I can tell you how that may be done, but it is a thing that would make me appear to be much too concerned in your affair.
Oddsbud, I believe she likes me. Ah, madam, all my affairs are scarce worthy to be laid at your feet. And I wish, madam, that they stood in a better posture, that I might make a more becoming offer to a lady of your incomparable beauty and merit.
Bless me, Sir Sampson. What's the matter?
Madam, I love you. And if you would take my advice in a husband...
Hold, Sir Sampson. I asked your advice for a husband, and you are giving me your consent. I was indeed thinking to propose something like it in jest. For if a match were seemingly carried on between you and me, it would oblige Valentine to throw off his disguise of madness in apprehension of losing me.
Oh, gadzooks! An ingenious contrivance! But why must the match only be seemingly carried on? Let it be a real contract.
Oh, why? Sir Sampson, what would the world say?
Oh, they would say you are a wise woman, and I, a happy man. Madam, I'll love you as long as I love, and leave you a good jointure when I die.
But that is not in your power, Sir Sampson. For when Valentine confesses himself in his senses, he must make over his inheritance to his younger brother.
Off your cunning! Faith and truth, I like you the better. But I warrant you, I have a proviso in the obligation in favor of myself. Body of me, I have a trick to turn the settlement upon the issue made of our two bodies begotten. Oddsbud, let us find children, and I'll find an estate. Will you consent? Is it a match then?
Let me consult with my lawyer concerning this obligation, and if I find what you propose practicable, I'll give you my answer.
Oh, I'll consult a parson. Oh, faith and troth, you're very handsome. Give me your hands. I'll mumble them and kiss them all till they melt in my mouth.
Have a care and don't overact your part.
Come, let's go then.
Is not that she gone out just now?
Aye, sir, 'tis, sir. If you are not faithful and close to this business, you'll certainly be the death of a person that has a most extraordinary passion for your honor's service.
Aye, who's that?
Even my unworthy self, sir. I have an appetite to be fed with your commands, and my former master, having much trouble at the fountain of his understanding, it has a very plausible occasion for me to quench my thirst. I thought I could not recommend myself better to you, sir, than by the delivery of a great beauty and fortune into your arms, who I have heard you sigh for.
Now make thy fortune, say no more. The time draws nigh, Jeremy. Angelica will be veiled like a nun, and I must be hooded like a friar.
Aye, sir, it is the whim of my master's madness to be so dressed. And she is so in love with him, she'll comply with anything to please him. Poor lady, I'm sure she'll have reason to pray for me when she finds what a happy exchange he has made between a madman and so accomplished a gentleman.
Aye, faith, so she will, Jeremy. I swear I do it hardly so much in consideration of myself as compassion to her.
Well, 'tis an act of charity, sir, to save a fine woman with 30,000 pound from throwing herself away. I'll go and tell her my master's coming and meet you in half a quarter of an hour with your disguise at your own lodgings.
I'll be ready for you.
Oh, Mr. Tattle, I'm glad I found you.
Pox, how do I get rid of this foolish girl?
I must not marry the seaman now. My father says so. Why won't you be my husband? You say you love me, and I know you may be my husband now, if you please.
Who told you so, child?
Why, my father. I told him that you loved me.
Oh, fie, miss. Why did you do so? And who told you so, child?
Who? Why not? You did not you?
Oh, Pox, that was yesterday. Miss, I have slept a whole night since, and I did not so much as dream of the matter.
But I dreamt it was so then.
No, but your father will tell you that dreams come by contraries, child. Oh, fie, you must not love one another now.
Well, but don't you love me as well as you did last night?
No. No, child, you should not have me.
No. Yes, but I would, though.
Pshaw, but I tell you, you would not. You forget. You're a woman and you don't know your own mind.
But here's my father, and he knows my mind.
Oh, Mr. Tattle, methinks your love to my daughter was a secret I might have been trusted with. I think there's something in your physiognomy that has a resemblance of her, and the girl is like me.
What does the old prig mean? I'll banter him, laugh at him, and leave. Who, I, sir? I'm an absolute stranger to you and your daughter.
Hey, Day. What time of the moon is this?
I have no more love for your daughter than I have likeness of you, and I have a secret in my heart which you would be glad to know and shan't know, and yet shall know too. I'm going to be married just now, yet did not know of it half an hour ago, and the lady does not know of it yet. There's a mystery for you. I know you love to untie difficulties. If you can solve this, stay here a quarter of an hour, and I'll come explain it to you.
Oh, Father, won't you make him be my husband?
Mercy on us. He's mad, child. Stark wild.
What, and must not I ever have a husband then? My mind is set upon a man, and I will have a man some way or another.
Oh, fearful. I think the girl's influenced too.
I'll have a husband, and if you won't get me one, I'll get one for myself.
Mr. Scandal, I fear there is a contagious frenzy abroad. How does Valentine?
Oh, I hope he will do well again. I have a message from him to your niece, Angelica.
I think she has not returned since she went abroad with Sir Sampson.
Ah, here is Mr. Benjamin. He can tell us if his father come home.
Aye, he come home with a vengeance.
Why? What's the matter?
Why, he's mad.
Oh, mercy on us. I was afraid of this.
And then there's the handsome young woman. She, as they say, Brother Val went mad for. She's mad too.
Oh.
I think.
Oh, my poor niece. Is she gone too? Oh, I shall run mad next.
Well, but how mad?
There's a new wedding upon the stocks, and they two are a-going to be married. Who? Why, father and the young woman, Angelica, aye, the same.
Sir Sampson and Angelica? Impossible.
Well, that may be, but I'm sure it is, as I tell you. I can't believe it. Look, you friend, it's nothing to me whether you believe it or no. Oh, here they come.
Wish me joy, Uncle Foresight.
I'm thunderstruck. You are not married to my niece.
Oh, not absolutely married, Uncle, but very near it. Within a kiss of the matter, as you see.
Tis very true indeed, Uncle.
Death and hell! Where's Valentine? She is a handsome young woman, I can't deny it. But, Father, if I might be your pilot in this case, you should not marry her.
Who gave you authority to speak, Sirrah? Rule your helm, Sirrah. Don't direct me.
Well, well, take you care of your own helm, or you may keep your own vessel steady.
Why, you impudent Tolopon! Mr. Buchram, is the conveyance so worded that nothing can possibly descend to this scoundrel?
Sir, it is drawn according to your directions. There is not the least cranny of law unstopped.
How now? Who's here? The madman?
No.
There he is.
Here's the fool. And if occasion be, I'll give it under my hand.
How now?
Sir, I've come to acknowledge my errors and ask your pardon.
What, have you found your senses at last then? In good time, sir.
You were abused, sir. I was never distracted.
How? Not mad? Mr. Scandal?
No, really, sir. I'm his witness. It was all counterfeit.
I thought I had reasons.
What, to cheat me? Your father? Sir, could you hope to prosper?
Indeed. I thought, sir, when the father endeavored to undo the son, it was a reasonable return of nature.
Very good, sir. Mr. Buchram, are you ready? Come, sir. Will you sign and seal?
If you please, sir. But first, I would ask this lady one question.
No, sir. You shall ask that lady no questions till you've asked her blessing, sir. That lady is to be my wife.
I have heard as much, sir, but I would have it from her own mouth.
Come, answer him. Mr. Buchram, the pen and ink.
Here it is, sir. With the deed, all is ready.
'Tis true. You have a great while pretended to love me. Nay, what if it was sincere? Still, you must pardon me if I think my own inclinations have a better right to dispose of my person than yours.
Are you answered now, sir?
Yes, sir.
Come. Will you sign and seal?
With all my heart, sir. I have been disappointed of my only hope, and he that loses hope may part with anything. Give me the paper.
Generous Valentine.
Here is the deed, sir.
But where is the bond by which I'm obliged to sign this?
Sir Sampson, you have it.
No, I have it.
What?
And I will do with it as I would everything that is an enemy to Valentine.
No.
Here's my hand. My heart was always yours and struggled very hard to make this utmost trial of your virtue.
Between pleasure and amazement, I am lost, but I take the blessing.
Bones, what is the meaning of this?
Well, Sir Sampson, since I have played you a trick, I'll advise you how you may avoid such another. Learn to be a good father, or you'll never get a second wife. I always loved your son and hated your unforgiving nature. I was resolved to try him to the utmost. I have tried you too. You have not more faults than he has virtues, and 'tis hardly the more pleasure to me that I can make him and myself happy than that I can punish you.
If my happiness could receive addition, this kind of surprise would make it double.
Bones, you're a crocodile.
Really, Sir Sampson, this is a sudden eclipse.
You're an illiterate fool. And so am I. And the stars are liars.
I have done dissembling now, Valentine. And if that coldness which I have always worn before you should turn to an extreme fondness, you must not suspect it.
I'll prevent that suspicion, for I intend to dote on an immoderate rate that your fondness shall never distinguish itself enough to be taken notice of. If ever you seem to love too much, it must be only when I can't love enough.
Have a care of large promises. You know, are you apt to run more in debt than you are able to pay?
Therefore, I yield my body as your prisoner and make your best on it.
The miracle today is that we find a lover true, not that a woman's kind.